Hebrews. This is Prophets of Awakening. This is our reading through the Tanak, reading through the Old Testament. Night, the 20th of December 2023. We're going to be reading out of the book of Deuteronomy. Okay, you can go to our YouTube channel, to Prophets of Awakening. Check out our videos. We have a lot of videos. And these videos will connect dots for you, lead you to the truth of the Holy Scriptures. So if you like what you're hearing and receiving, I'm asking you to like, share, and hit the subscribe button. It'll be greatly appreciated. And for those that want to donate, we got our cash app at the bottom of the screen. Support the channel. So with that being said, through our hours of operation, which are Tuesday nights from 8 to 10 Central Time, we have advanced Bible study for everybody. Wednesday nights from 8 to 10 Central Time, we have reading. We do a lot of reading through the Tanak. Thursday nights, we have Women's Advanced Bible Study night for Israelite women. It's from 8 to 10 Central Time. Then we come back on Friday nights, 8 to 10 for our men's Advanced Bible Study, and it's on Clubhouse. And our room is non-Messianic conversations. And then Shabbat, we have two Shabbat classes, one in the morning from 10 to 12 a.m. Then we come back to close the Shabbat out from 6 to 7. So you feel a need to come in and one of those, deal with one of those classes or whatever, feel free to do so. Okay. So with that being said, for the people that don't know, this is a non-Messianic channel. We deal with the Tanak and the Torah. The Tanakh being the Old Testament, so-called Book of Remembrance, and the Torah is the first 5 books of the Old Testament, which consist of our laws, our statutes, our judgments, our way of life and culture. It was all given to Moses by the Lord of hosts. Shalom and welcome to this channel, and welcome to our reading through the Tanakh class. We're going to do our normal, which is a moment of silence, prayer. We're going to do the read of Psalms, do some current events, and deal with a little need to know information. And then we'll open it up for some questions and comments. Any dialogue anybody have, something we want to talk about. And then we'll go into our topic, which I said we'll just take some turns reading chapters out of the book of Deuteronomy and breaking it down. Okay. So with that being said, this moment of silence is for the Lord of hosts, and all that he's doing is to bring about our prophesied deliverance in these last days. Okay. Oh Lord, we come this day bow down and honoring you and praising you and believing in you. We thank you for your wisdom and your knowledge that you have poured out upon us. And through your prophets, you reveal the times that we, as Jacob's children, would endure. Keep us, O Lord, guide us and deliver us. We see you now within the Holy Scriptures, O Lord, and we trust you with all our heart and all our soul. Keep not that silence, but shine forth on our enemies with our great power and our great glory. Okay. Peace be unto you. So with that being said, read the Psalms. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna read Psalms 30. It's a thanksgiving for deliverance from death. It's a song dedication to the house of David. I will extol thee, O Lord, for thou hast lifted me up and hast not made foes to rejoice over me. O Lord my God, I cried unto thee, and thou hast healed me. O Lord, thou hast brought up my soul from the grave. Thou hast kept me alive, that I should not go down to the pit. Okay? Sing unto the Lord, O you saints of his, and give thanks at the remembrance of his holiness. For his anger endureth but a moment, and his favor is life. Weeping may endure for a night, but the joy cometh in the morning. And in the prosperity I said, I shall never be moved. Lord, by thy favor, thou hast made my mountain to stand strong. Thou didst hide thy face, and I was troubled. I cried to thee, O Lord, and unto the Lord I made supplication. What profit is there in my blood when I go down to the pit? Shall the dust praise thee? Shall it declare the truth? Hear, O Lord, and have mercy upon me. Lord, be thou my helper. Thou hast turned for me my mourning into dancing. Thou hast put off my sackcloth and girded me with gladness, to the end that my glory may sing. Praise to thee and not be silenced, O Lord, my God. I will give thanks unto thee forever. So that was Psalms 30. Anybody have any comments on that? Okay. So with that being said, go to some current events right quick. Okay.
So China is now threatening the United States. And President Xi Jinping is warning President Biden to not interfere and don't get involved. Now, I'm going to address what's going on here and why this is breaking news, what has just happened, and how this is putting more pressure on President Biden to handle all the situations and all the crises around the world. For instance, this Russia against Ukraine war and Israel versus Hamas. These have to be fixed and resolved soon. Now, I'm going to address what's going on and why President Biden is pretty worried at this time, and why Democrats say they have to do something now. So, I'll address what's going on there. All I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now, let's begin. So for the past 2 months, we have heard the same thing over and over again, that the United States needs to stay strong, that our military cannot back down and we cannot look weak. Well, it's starting to kind of unfold. And now we're getting these reports and we're getting some statements from officials that are telling us what we need to look out for. Now, previously, we've seen the warning signs that, yes, the FBI is telling us this is the highest threat level we have been in decades. That's concerning. We know Homeland Security is telling us the exact same thing. And now we're seeing all these reports from Border Patrol saying that more illegal immigrants are coming into the United States and we have no clue who they are or if they are potentially on a terrorist watch list. That's concerning. Well, here's what China is doing. And I want to explain this is huge. Listen to this. Just look at this. So Xi Jinping warned President Biden during the summit that Beijing will reunify Taiwan with China. Says the Chinese leader's message in San Francisco got the attention of U.S. officials because it was delivered at a meeting that was intended to reduce tensions. However, it did the complete opposite and raised tensions between the United States and China. Here's why. China is committed to reunifying Taiwan with mainland China, and they will not stop until that has been accomplished. This is very similar to what Russia intended to do with Ukraine. The only difference, though, is with Russia and Ukraine, again, the United States, yes, we knew this was something that was possible, but at the same time, we were not going to jump into this fight. According to President Biden, he is willing to jump into a fight with China if China attempts to take Taiwan. Well, Here's what we know. China, their plan is not to just go and invade Taiwan. They're subtly increasing military pressure on Taiwan. And the reason for that is their goal is to slowly wear Taiwan down. That's the plan, wear them down. And in the same time, the United States and our military is so spread out. Think about what's happening over the past couple weeks or even a couple months. We're sending more munitions and equipment to Ukraine. Congress is currently contemplating a $100 billion bill to send additional funding and assistance to Ukraine as well, plus to Israel and humanitarian aid to Gaza. So we are sending money and munitions to Ukraine, attempting to do the same thing with Israel. At the same time, we now have to protect the Red Sea because the Houthis in Yemen are attacking ships. Yes, that is concerning. But again, all this is happening while China is getting stronger. And I addressed this last week. And I said Russia was getting a little bit weaker. And the United States getting a little bit weaker because we're sending so much equipment and our lack of funding and Congress being in complete disarray. That's a problem. But China's getting stronger. While Russia and the United States are getting a little bit weaker, China is getting stronger. Yeah, that's concerning. Now, I want to read you a little bit of this article, okay? Because when the president of China, Xi Jinping, comes out and tells President Biden that they are going to, at some point, reunify Taiwan with mainland China, it's concerning. But what has China been doing here in the United States? China is buying up farmland. China is sending technology and equipment here in the United States, for example, in our ports. We now have cranes that are operated and they're running off of Chinese systems. Yeah. We now know China has hacked into different parts of our infrastructure here in the United States. Some are saying, and this is coming from the FBI as well, is that more Chinese nationals are coming into the United States, are being allowed into the United States. They aren't being sent back. Some say that's concerning. What are they doing here? Why? We know there's some Chinese companies that are buying large pieces of land near military bases. Yeah, again, concerning. But what do we do with that? There are some lawmakers that are saying that we should ban all nationals and companies from being able to purchase land here in the United States. But let me know your thoughts. What do you think? Is that something that we should do? Let's go ahead and read some of this article. It says, Chinese President Xi Jinping bluntly told President Joe Biden during their recent summit in San Francisco that Beijing will reunify Taiwan with mainland China, but that the timing has not yet been decided, according to 3 current and former U.S. officials. I want to jump in here really quick. One of the reasons why, and reports are indicating that Xi Jinping has not decided when he plans to reunify Taiwan with mainland China, is because he wants to do this when the United States is at its weakest point and China is the strongest. This may be one of the reasons why Russian President Vladimir Putin wants to talk to the United States and Europe about Ukraine. Because if Russia can pull out of Ukraine and just be patient, could China and Russia join together to potentially combat the United States and whoever jumps in to protect Taiwan? Again, this is concerning. It says, Xi told Biden in a group meeting attended by a dozen American and Chinese officials that China's preference is to take Taiwan peacefully, not by force, the officials said. Goes on to say, the Chinese leader also referenced public predictions by U.S. military leaders who say that Xi Jinping's plans to take Taiwan in 2025 or 2027, telling Biden that they were wrong because he has not set a time frame, according to 2 current and 1 former official briefed in the meeting. So,
okay, any comments on that? Okay, like he said, it's in but a matter of time, and time take Taiwan. Okay.
Story tonight, we keep the focus on the Wuhan virus. For the past 2 days, we have been reporting the rise in the caseload. Well, today, we have figures that will make you reach out for your masks once again. The cases in India have more than doubled. Testing has been scaled up. Governments are on high alert. What's more, the markets have also crashed today. Clearly, this new variant of the Wuhan virus, called the JN.1, has become a major cause of concern. And the World Health Organization agrees it has classified it as a variant of interest. Currently, there are 2,311 active cases in India, COVID cases. In the last 24 hours, 341 new cases have been reported from across the country. In the southern Indian city of Bengaluru, one person has reportedly died due to this new variant. Here's what we know about the new strain of the Wuhan virus. It was initially identified in Europe's Luxembourg, then in England, Iceland, France, the United States, and China. It is a descendant of the Pirola variant, which has its origins in the Omicron subvariant. In India, the first case of the JN.1 was detected on December the 8th in Kerala. The symptoms of JN.1 are generally mild to moderate. They may include fever, a runny nose, sore throat, and headaches. Most patients also experience mild upper respiratory symptoms, symptoms that typically improve within the 4 to 5 days. A sudden loss of appetite, coupled with other formerly known COVID-19 symptoms, has been highlighted as a potential indication of JN.1. In certain rare cases, the JN.1 variant may also lead to gastrointestinal problems, leading to alterations in digestive health. In short, some of the most basic tasks may feel draining. If you have these symptoms, seek medical help immediately. According to the US Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the surge in JN.1 cases suggests that it may be more transmissible when compared to other COVID-19 strains. The Indian government is concerned. Indian Health Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia held a high-level meeting today. He stressed on the importance of being prepared, alert, instead of living with fear and panic. The Indian Health Minister urged states to ensure preventive measures are taken ahead of winter festivities especially. He says, and I quote, "There should be no laxity in our preparation. Health is not an area for any kind of politics." But the question is this new COVID variant life-threatening? Experts say it is too soon to say. Preliminary findings indicate that the JN.1 may not be more severe than earlier variations of the Wuhan virus. But more research is needed in order to fully understand the behavior of this new virus variant. Monitoring its transmissibility as well as its impact on immunity is therefore the key. And that's what the Indian government is focusing on as of now. Here are some steps that the government has ordered states to take. Number one, to strengthen surveillance systems for whole genome sequencing of positive cases. This will help detect newer variants on time. Number two, ramp up testing. Number three, remain alert to ensure there is adequate stock of medicines, oxygen cylinders, ventilators, etc. Number four, mock drills so that governments can assess the functionality of medical equipment. Number five, and this is important, raise awareness to counter fake news and mitigate panic. So while the government monitors the situation, here's what you can do. First and foremost, start wearing masks again, especially in very crowded areas. You might want to go back to the habit of washing your hands frequently. Vulnerable individuals should take extra precautions, seeing as they are at a higher risk. Pirola, the variant behind the recent uptick in hospitalizations, has already spread to 38 countries, including India.
Okay. Any comments on that? Anybody hear anything about that?
Shalom, everyone.
Okay.
Yes, I did. But they're trying to say it's a mutation from one of the viruses that came out back in September, like the BA2 or something like that. I can't exactly remember the numbers, but I think it was like BA2. And they're saying that it's best to get the booster shots.
Okay.
If you have not already received it. So I feel like we're getting ready to, get on the merry-go-round again with another trip of this and flu season and the, pneumonia.
Right. You notice that she said she recommended you wear masks doing and get around crowd of people. So
Right.
that sounds real for me. Okay. Anybody else? Okay, here we go. Some need to know information right here.
And get ready to make your morning coffee. And you pull out the sugar. Do you have a question where the sugar comes from? Hi guys, my name is Enchanted Soul, and I'm here to discuss how a billion-dollar sugar company is harming and affecting thousands of lives in a small minority community. If you didn't know, there is a small town known as Belle Glade that's located in the deep south of Florida where your best sugar is produced. In this small town, we have sugar factories where basically we go through the season of burning sugar from the months of May to around June in order to produce and sell sugar all across the nation, right? You have your sugar companies such as Florida Crystals and U.S. Sugars that produces these sugars within this small community. These sugars is known to produce billions of dollars and to generate over 40 millions of dollars a year. Sounds good, right? Wrong. Why? Because in the small town of Belle Glade, Florida, hundreds of residents are being affected by this sugarcane burning and not in a positive light. For example, when a sugarcane is burning in Belle Glade, it is known to produce this black ash that is known to take over the whole city. It's as if it's snowing, but instead of white substances, you get this black ash that produces a smell of like it's burning rubber. I am from Belle Glade, and I am definitely known to the black ash that goes around. Not only does black ash affects us, but we also are affected by pollution on a major scale. For example, when we walk out of our doors on a daily basis and we look towards the sugar mill, the sugar factories, it looks like as if it's producing clouds. The clouds that are producing is known to be pollution, and it affects our respiratory systems and is known to cause diseases such as lung cancer. This is major for our city and our community because we have our citizens and our neighbors, our brothers and sisters that are constantly in a hospital fighting for their lives on a daily basis while these companies come into our town and use us for our crops and does not pour back into the community. They do not leave resources. They do not provide activities, food, any type of necessities. Hell, they don't even give us free sugar. Can you believe that? But mind you, these people are revenuing over millions of dollars every year in our community, and nothing is being done by it. Why is that? Why in a Black and Latinx community, major companies, Fortune 500 companies are able to come and pour and dump all they want in our communities, and we have to take the fall for it. We have to die for it. We have to get sick for it. There's children dying behind this sugar burning. Literally 5 years of age is dying behind sugar burning because their homes is near the sugar factories. Not only that, but the employees, it's not like, okay, maybe, at the same time they employing the locals, they're funding families within the community. No, it started off that way, yes, but jobs has decreased due to sugar factories in our communities. Not only that, but the same workers that are working for those companies in the sugar factories, later on in their lifespan, they end up with diseases that later cause their death. Does that sound beneficial to you? It does not. What is truly benefiting if it is causing your life, if it's causing your health? Health is wealth. Without your health, there is no wealth. So if I can't enjoy it, what is the point of it? Although I'm making this money, although they are paying good, what is the point if I'm going to later on die early anyway? There's no point. Aren't we are, as a Black community, as a minority community, aren't we tired of these billion-dollar companies coming into our land, our homes, our cities, our communities, taking, stealing, using us, but yet does not give us anything to show for it? Yet they are making billions of dollars off of us. Guys, what are we going to do? If you call yourself to be in social justice, if you call yourself to be for the people, part of the community, we need to do something. Let's call the Senate. Our mayor ain't nothing. He doesn't do nothing. All he care about is his coins. Let's call the city commissioner. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's just like, I grew up in Belgrade and witnessed this my whole life. And can you believe I did not know that there was a harmful effect on our community until I was in college? The whole time I'm in my city for 21 years, and I never knew that those black ashes, I never knew that the fire in the field, I never knew that those big clouds that are being produced from the sugar factories were harming my system, were affecting my organs, because I've been conditioned and I've been programmed to be so used to it. Can you believe that? We have to do something about this. This can no longer go on in our community the way it has. These people are no longer permitted to sit there and produce billions of dollars while we are dying, while we are sitting on hospital beds, while we are catching diseases, asthma attacks.
Okay. Any comments on that? Anybody heard anything about that?
Yes, sir, Shalom. A while back when I was doing a little study on sugar, right? When
Okay.
what's his name? Yaki.
Right.
I was talking about sugar. I was doing some research on that, and they were saying that, when they burn the sugar, like she
Right.
said, the ashes and the smoke and everything just gets in the air. But the thing about it that they're trying to do with that is because it's mainly in the low income areas is where it's
Right.
happening at. And those are the ones that are being, affected by what's going on. And they're trying to come up with this solution, as they say, that's called evergreen solution, where they're not burning it anymore.
Okay.
So, they were saying that Louisiana is already, considering that, and so is Florida.
Okay. That's we'll wait and see. Okay.
Yes, sir. But then the thing they have to look at, it's the agencies that are giving the growers these burn permits to do this, even though they know that it's harmful. They're still giving them the burn permits to burn it.
Right. Right. They getting paid for that. Just okay. So we're gonna open it up for some Q&A. Anybody have any questions about anything, comments, or something you want to talk about, dialogue, before we go into the reading out of the book of Deuteronomy? Okay. I thought this right here was pretty interesting. I'm gonna play this, then we go into our class.
It was very clear that the war is not between Israel and Palestine. The war is between America and Palestine, because Israel is a military base of America in the Middle East. Comrades,
We had a meeting with the people of Palestine through Hamas in the EFF, and they gave us a very clear account of what's happening. Women are being killed. Children are being killed. The hospitals that are still standing and have not been bombed have got no medication. Therefore, they don't even qualify to be called hospitals. Israel is in ethical cleansing of the Palestinians. Under our watch, the world is doing nothing. The UN tried to pass a resolution on ceasefire to allow medication, food, water to reach Gaza and all other parts of Palestine. The USA vetoed. And therefore that resolution cannot be carried. But when the USA vetoed the resolution on ceasefire, it was very clear that the war is not between Israel and Palestine. The war is between America and Palestine, because Israel is a military base of America in the Middle East. Therefore, when we demand the freedom of the people of Palestine, you must know that the real enemy is USA. And it must be made very clear that America is the one that is killing children. America's civilized democracy is the one that undermines the international law. America that is civilized is the one that is killing women in Palestine. Tomorrow, we will wake up with no single Palestinian. We'll read in history that they used to be Palestinians. And we will be there to testify that it's true. But the question will be, what have you done? As the EFF, we play our role, and we play our role in solidarity with the people of Palestine. We said at the Israeli embassy when we were marching that McDonald's must issue a statement distancing itself from McDonald's of Israel, which was wrapping its food with the colors that reflect the Israeli flag. McDonald's did that. We said to Woolworths, we're not like these gangsters of yours in the Western Cape. We said to Woolworths, we throw every product that comes from Israel. They've withdrawn it. We said to Parliament, let's pass a resolution that says Israeli embassy must leave South Africa because we cannot share a territory with murderers who are committing genocide. That resolution of the EFF passed. So, fighters were not just talkers. They've been talking, these people, before the EFF came. This war of Palestine doesn't start now. It started long before, since 1945, before the EFF was formed. Only after the EFF was formed, South Africa begins to take a firm stand and on the side of the people of Palestine. No one can buy us. We're not bought by anyone. We must always be on the side of the weak. When you are walking on the streets and you find two people fighting and you want to separate them, the first thing you are going to do, without talking as a normal human being, the first thing you are going to do is to look at who is the weakest, and then you grab the strong one and remove the strong one from the weak. You don't go and grab the one who's on the floor. You grab the one who's kicking this one, who's on the floor. Because your instinct will always tell you, be on the side of the weak. That's what we need to do. Fighters, you say you are ground forces. You say you are leading the struggle for change on the ground. But one thing you need to know when you live here today is that there is no EFF without you. You are the epicenter of this revolution. You are the lifeblood of the EFF. And without...
Happy holidays, everybody. Today we're going to do some pet-friendly spins.
Okay. Any comments on that? Okay. So we go into our lesson in Deuteronomy 28. Like I said, we'll read a few chapters and break them down and see how far we can go with that. Somebody want to start on chapter 1? I can read it. The volunteers? Okay. Okay. Deuteronomy chapter 1 says, Moses recounts God's promise to Israel. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel on the side of Jordan, in the wilderness, in the plains over against the Red Sea, between Paran and Japhel, and Lebanon, and Hazareth, and Dizahazah. These are 11 days. These are 11 days' journey from Horeb by the way of the Mount Seir unto Kadesh Barnea. And it came to pass in the 40th year, in the 11th month, on the first day of the month, that Moses spake unto the children of Israel according to all that the Lord had given him in commandments unto them. After he had slain Sihon, the king of the Amorites, which dwelt in Heshbon, and Og, the king of Bashan, which dwelt in Asheroth, in Edra, on this side of Jordan, in the land of Moab, began Moses to declare this law, saying, the Lord our God spake unto us at Horeb, saying, ye have dwelt long enough in this mount. Turn you and take your journey and go to the mount of the Amorites and unto all the places nigh thereunto, in the plains, the hills, and in the vales, and in the south, and by the seaside, to the land of the Canaanites, and unto Lebanon, unto the great river, the river Euphrates. Behold, I have set this land before you. So go in and possess the land which the Lord swore unto your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give unto them and to their seed after them. Okay, the appointment of judges. And I spake unto you at that time, saying, I am not able to bear you myself alone. The Lord your God have multiplied you, and behold, ye are this day as the stars of heaven for a multitude. So, like I was saying before, the promise that he gave Abraham and Isaac came to pass right here, because it was so many of them. And the Lord God of his fathers make you 1,000 times so many more as you are, and bless you as he have promised you. And say, how can I myself alone bear your encumbrance and your burden and your strife? Take you wise men and understanding and known among you your tribes, and I will make them rulers over you. And he answered me and said, this thing which thou hast spoken is good for us to do. So I took the big chief of their tribes, wise men and known, and made them heads over you, captains over thousands, and captains over hundreds, and captains over 50, and captains over tens, and officers among your tribes. And I charge your judges at that time, saying, hear the cause between your brethren, and judge righteously between every man and his brother, and the stranger that is with him. And ye shall not respect persons in judgment, but ye shall hear the small as well as the great. And ye shall not be afraid of the faces of men, for the judgment of God, for the judgment is God's, and the cause that is too hard for you, bring it unto me, and I will hear it. And I commanded you at that time all the things which ye shall do. Okay. All the things that ye shall do. Let me see where I'm at. Okay. And I charge your judges at that time, saying, hear the cause between your brethren, and judge righteously between every man and his brother, and the stranger that is with you. And ye shall not respect persons in judgment, but ye shall hear the small as well as the great. Ye shall not be afraid of the faces of men, for the judgment is God's, and the cause that is too hard for you, bring it unto me, and I will hear it. And I commanded you at that time all the things which ye shall do. And when we departed from Horeb, we went through all the great and terrible wilderness which ye saw by the way of the mountain of the Amorites, as the Lord our God commanded us. And when we came to Kadesh Barnea, and I said, okay, last tripping, said, I said unto you, ye are come unto the mountain of the Amorites, which the Lord our God doeth give unto us. And behold, the Lord thy God hath set the land before thee. Go up and possess it, as the Lord God of thy fathers hath said unto thee. Fear not, neither be discouraged. And ye came near unto me, every one of you, and said, we will send men before us, and they shall search us out the land, and bring us word again by what way we must go, and into what city shall we come. And the same pleased me well. And I took 12 men of you, one of each tribe, and they turned and went up into the mountain, and came into the valley of Escol, and searched it out. And they took of the fruit of the land in their hands, and they brought it down unto us, and brought us word again, and said, it is a good land which the Lord our God gave us, and notwithstanding ye would not go up, but rebelled against the commandments of the Lord your God, and ye murmured in your tents, and said, because the Lord hated us, he hath brought us forth out of the land of Egypt, to deliver us into the hands of the Amorites, to destroy us. Whether shall we go up? The brethren have discouraged our hearts, saying, the people is greater than and taller than we, and the cities are great and walled up to heaven. And moreover, we have seen the sons of Anakim there. Okay, I want to stop right there before I want to get sidebarred. So, two things I want to show you that came to pass right here. One of them was when Moses' wife was compromised. They want you to think that it was Moses, Shem, Japhet saw Noah's nakedness. Noah got drunk and Japhet saw his nakedness, but a man's nakedness is his wife. So Japhet slept with Noah's wife, right? And she got pregnant, and the seed came forth from that union, which was Canaan. Let's go back to that right quick. I want to show you something. So it says, okay, I think it's chapter 6. No, it's chapter 9, verse 20. It says, Noah began to be a husbandman. This after the flood, the water had receded. Noah began to be a husbandman, and he planted a vineyard, and he drank the wine, and was drunken, and he was uncovered within his tent. And Ham, the father of Canaan, see that? Canaan was on the boat. Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father, and he told his two brothers without. And Shem, Japhet, took a garment and laid it upon both their shoulders and went backwards and covered the nakedness of their father, and their faces were backwards, and they saw not their father's nakedness. So the reason why they're telling you that, and the reason why it's worded like that, is because of no wife laying there. Japhet raped her, and so they don't want to look at her, so they going backwards and they keep from looking at her. Noah's nakedness is his wife. So anyway, 24, and Noah woke. Check it out. Noah woke from his wine and knew what his younger son had done on him. He had raped his wife, right? Then he says, here you go. And he said, cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren. And he said, blessed be the Lord God of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. See that? So we see right here it says, Canaan, the Canaanites, going to be servants to Noah's seed. Shem, which is Noah's seed, they're going to be, when they multiply, Canaan going to be their servant, right? So when you go to Genesis chapter, let me get it. Let's see, yeah, Abraham. Yeah, chapter 17. Let's see if I'm in the right place. 18. Okay. So I'm in chapter 15, and then okay. Yeah, chapter 15, verse 18. So it says verse 18, it says 15 and 18, and the same day the Lord God made a covenant with Abraham. Abraham is out of Noah's lineage, right? Remember what Noah said, cursed be Canaan, and the servant, he shall be a servant of Shem. So it says, in that day the Lord made a covenant with Abraham, saying, unto thy seed, which is part of the covenant, what Noah said, seed have I given this land, from the river Euphrates unto the great river Euphrates. So who living there? Who living on this land? Canaanites. Then we see in 19, 20, and 21, the Kenites, the Kezarites, the Kodites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Rephaim, the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Girgashites, and Joe. So that's who he gave all these nations to Abraham. That's why I was saying you the other day, yesterday, you see Abraham have giants with him, David have giants with him. They showed you when Shem came out, Melchizedek came out, he had mighty men with him. So this is why, right here, he gave these 7 nations, which is descendants from these fallen angels, Canaanites. They became subject to Abraham, which is Shem's seed, what Noah had said. Okay, that's one of them. But then in 15 also, he says, chapter 15, when he prophesied to him that they were going to go into captivity, he says in 12, and when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abraham, and lo, a horror of great darkness fell upon him. And he said unto Abraham, know surely that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs. Right? So Egypt ain't none of their land. We see Canaan, the land of Canaan eventually became their land. So Canaan, Egypt wasn't their land. That's where they are strangers in Egypt. So it says, and also where it says stranger in the land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years, right? 14. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward they shall come out with great substance. And thou shalt go, Moses, Abraham, thou shalt go to thy fathers in peace. Abraham gonna die. After Abraham died is when they're gonna go into captivity. And that's what happened in Egypt. Thou shalt be buried in a good old age. Here you go right here. 16, this is the other prophecy. But in the fourth generation, they shall come hither again. So they left. If you remember, Joseph was sent into Egypt first. His brothers threw him in a pit. He ended up in Egypt. Then a famine came, and they left the land that where they was at. They left Canaan, and they went to Egypt, just like the prophecy had said, what the Lord of hosts told Abraham. So they left their land, 70 souls, and went into Egypt, and they stayed there until the Lord of hosts went and got them and delivered them out of that land and brought them back. They came back to the land of Canaan. So right here in verse 15 it says, and thou shalt go to thy fathers in peace, and thou shalt be buried in a good old age. In 16, but in the fourth generation, right, shall they come hither again. They came back from Egypt. For the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full. So we got to deal with the Amorites. Amorites, what I just read in Genesis 15, 18, 19, 20, 21, the Amorites is one of those nations. So we see that while they was in captivity in Egypt, the Amorites, whatever they done, it ain't been dealt with yet. That's why I said the Amorites, he says, in the fourth generation, and thou shalt come hither again for the iniquity. Yeah, the Amorites' iniquity, the sin of the Amorites ain't been dealt with yet. So go back where I was reading that, and we'll see that let me get it. First, Deuteronomy 1 and verse 44. I started at 43. So I spake unto you. So this is what the Lord of hosts told Moses. Now Moses telling Israel. So I spake unto you, 43, Deuteronomy 1 and 43. I spake unto you, and ye would not hear, but rebelled against the commandments of the Lord, and went presumptuously up into the hills. Then here you go. And the Amorites, which dwell in that mountain, came out against you, chased you, chase you out and chase you as bees do, and destroyed you in Seir, even until Hormah, and ye returned and wept before the Lord, but the Lord would not hearken to your voice, and would not give ear unto you. So ye abode in Kadesh many days, according to the days that ye abode there. I think I went too far. So let me see. Okay, go back. So it says, yeah, so we see right here in verse 44, they came back to the land of Israel, and then Moses and Joshua and the Caleb and them, they judged the Amorites. Just like the prophet had said in verse 15. Trying to find out where I stopped reading there. See? Okay. Let me see. 37. And the Lord was angry with me for your sake, saying, Thou shalt not go in thither, but Joshua the son of Nun, who standeth before thee, he shall go in thither. Encourage him, for he shall cause Israel to inherit it. Moreover, your little ones which ye said should be a prey, and your children which in that day had no knowledge between good and evil, they shall go in thither, and unto them will I give it, and they shall possess it. But as for you, turn ye and take your journey into the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea. Then he answered and said unto me, We have sinned against the Lord, and we will go up and fight according to all that the Lord our God commanded us. And when ye had girded on every man his weapons of war, you were ready to go up into the hill. And the Lord said unto me, Say unto them, Go not up, neither fight, for I am not among you. Okay, lest ye be smitten before your enemies. So I spake unto you, and ye would not hear, but rebelled against the commandments of the Lord, and went presumptuously up the hill, and did. Yeah, that's when I just read that. So that was chapter 1. Now I'm picking up in chapter 2. It says, and then turned and took your journey into the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea, as the Lord spake unto me, and we compassed Mount Seir many days. And the Lord spake unto me, saying, Ye have compassed this mountain long enough. Turn ye northward, and command thou the people, saying, Ye are passed through the coast of your brethren, children of Esau, which dwelleth at Seir, and they shall be afraid of you. Take ye good heed unto yourselves, therefore, meddle not with them, for I will not give you their land, no, not so much as a footbreadth, because I have given Mount Seir unto Esau for possession. Okay, excuse me. And ye shall buy meat of them for money, that ye may eat, and ye shall also buy water of them for money, that ye may drink. For the Lord thy God hath blessed thee in all the works of thy hand, and he knoweth thy walking through this great wilderness these 40 years. The Lord thy God hath been with thee. Thou hast lacked nothing. And when we passed by from our brethren, the children of Esau, which dwelt at Seir, through the way of the plains from Eloth and from Ezon-Geber, we turned and passed by the way of the wilderness of Moab. And the Lord said unto me, Distress not the Moabites, neither contend with them in battle, for I have not given thee their land for possession, because I have given it to Ar unto the children of Lot for a possession. The Emer dwelt, right here, giants. The Emer dwelt therein in time past, people great and many and tall, as the Anakim, which also were accounted giants, and the Anakim, as the Anakim, but the Moabites called them Emer. And the Horim also dwelt in the Seir before time, but the children of Esau succeeded them when they had destroyed them from before them, and dwelt in their seed, as Israel did unto the land of his possession, which the Lord gave unto them. So just like these giants right here, the Moabites displaced the giants, the race of giants that was with them. Esau displaced the race of giants. Well, we see that Abraham, we see those 7 nations, them were giants. So the Israelites displaced them, and the Amorites is one of them. That's what the Lord was talking about in Genesis 15. That iniquity hadn't been dealt with yet until Israel went into captivity, like he said, got afflicted, came out with great substance. Then Joshua and Moses and Caleb, they dealt with the Amorites. They dealt with their iniquity. They were destroying them because of they sin. It says, chapter 2, verse 13. Now rise up, said I, and get you over the brook of Zerat, and we went over the brook of Zerat, and the space in which we came from Kadesh Barber until we will come over the brook of Zerat. Was 38 years until all the generations of the men of war were wasted out from among the hosts, as the Lord swore unto them. For indeed the hand of the Lord was against them to destroy them from among the hosts until they were consumed. So it came to pass when all the men of war were consumed and dead from among the people, that the Lord spake unto me, saying, Thou art to pass over through Ar, coast of Moab this day, and when thou comest nigh over against the children of Ammon, distress them not, nor meddle with them, for I will not give thee of the land of the children of Ammon any possession, because I have given it unto the children of Lot for possession. That also was accounted a land of giants. Giants dwelt therein in old times, and the Ammonites called them Zezrim, a great people, and many and tall as the Anakim. But the Lord destroyed them before them, and they succeeded them and dwelt in their stead. And he did to the children of Esau, which dwelt in Seir, when he destroyed the Horam from before them, and they succeeded them and dwelt in their stead even unto this day. And the Avram, which dwelt in Hazram, even unto Azara, the Carpenter, which came forth out of captive, destroyed them and dwelt in their stead. Rise up, take your journey, and pass over the river Arnon, and behold, I have given unto thine hand Shion the Amorite, king of Heshbon, and his land, and begin to possess it and contend with him in battle. This day will I begin to put the dread of thee and the fear of thee upon the nations that are under the whole heaven. Who shall hear a report of thee, and shall tremble, and be ye in anguish because of thee. And I sent messengers out of the wilderness of Kenamoth unto the Shion, king of Hashbon, with the words of peace, saying, Let me pass through thy land, and I will go along by the highway, and I will neither turn unto the right hand nor to the left. And thou shalt send me meat for money that I may eat, and give me water for money that I may drink. Only I will pass through on my feet. And the children of Esau, which dwell in Seir, and the Moabites, which dwell in Ar, did unto me, until I shall pass over Jordan in the land which of the Lord our God giveth us. But Shion, king of Heshbon, would not let us pass by him. For the Lord thy God hardened his spirit and made his heart obstinate, and that he might deliver him into the hands as appeared this day. And the Lord said unto me, Behold, I have begun to give Sion his land before thee, begin to possess, that thou mayest inherit his land. Okay, then Shion came out against us, he and all his people, to fight at Jahaz, and the Lord our God delivered him before us, and we smote him and his sons and all his people, and we took all his cities at that time, and utterly destroyed the men and the women and the little ones in every city we left, or none to remain. Only the cattle we took for a prey unto ourselves, and the spoils of the city which we took. And from Ara, which is by the brink of the river Ornon, and from the city that is by the river, even unto Gilead, there was not one city too strong for us. And the Lord our God delivered all unto us, only unto the land of the children of Ammon thou camest not, nor unto any place of the river Jacob, nor unto the cities in the mountains, nor unto the or whatsoever the Lord our God forbade us. So that was Deuteronomy chapter 2. Any questions? Okay.
No, sir.
Like I said, it's a bunch of giants. That's all we dealing with right here. It's giants all over the place. Okay. So we in Deuteronomy chapter 3. Says Israel conquers Og of Bashan. Like I was saying, Og of Bashan is an Amorite. So all they doing is fulfilling what was the Lord told them in Deuteronomy, told Abraham in Deuteronomy 15. Then he turned and went up the way of Bashan, and Og, the king of Bashan, came out against us, he and all his people, in battle at Edrei. And the Lord said unto me, fear him not, for I will deliver him and all his people and his land into thy hands, and thou shalt do unto him as thou didst to Sihon, king of the Amorites, which dwell at Heshbon. So the Lord our God delivered into our hands also Og also, the king of Bashan, and all his people, and we smote him until none was left to him remaining. And we took all his cities. At that time there was not a city which we took not from them. Therefore, 80 cities, all the region of Argob, kingdom of Og, in Bashan. And these cities were fenced with high walls, gates, and bars, besides unwalled towns, a great many, and we utterly destroyed them, as we did unto Sihon, king of Heshbon, utterly destroying the men, women, and children of every city. But all the cattle and the spoils of the cities we took for a prey to ourselves. And we took that at that time out of the hands of the two kings of the Amorites, the land that was on this side of Jordan, from the river Arnon unto the Mount Horeb, Mount Hermon, which Hermon is the Sidonians called Siron, and the Amorites called it Shinar. Okay, and all the cities of the plains, and all Gilead, and all Bashan, unto Sukkah and Edrei, cities of the kingdom of Og and Bashan. For only Og, king of Bashan, remained as the remnant of the giants. And behold, his bedstead was a bedstead of iron. It is not in Reba of the children of Ammon. 9 cubits was the length thereof, 4 cubits the breadth of it, after the cubit of the man. And this land which we possessed at that time, from Ar, which is by the river Ornon, and half Mount Gilead, and the city thereof gave I unto Reubenites and to the Gadites. Okay, and the rest of Gilead and all of Bashan, bring the kingdom of Og, gave I unto the half tribe of Manasseh, all the region of Argob, with all of Bashan, which was called the land of giants. Jair, son of Manasseh, took all the countries of Argob to the coast of Geshurah, I can't say that name, Machite, and called them after their own names, that have until this day. And I gave Gilead unto Machir, and unto the Reubenites, and unto the Gadites I gave from Gilead even unto the river Arnon, half of the valley, and the borders even unto the river Jacobite, which is at the border of the children of Ammon. Plains also in Jordan, and the coast thereof, from Shitara even unto the sea of the plains, even the salt sea, under Ashdod, Pigot, eastward. And I commanded you at that time, saying, the Lord your God have given you this land to possess it. You shall pass over on before your brethren, the children of Israel, all that are meet for war, with your wives and your little ones and your cattle, for I know that ye have much cattle, shall abide in their cities which I have given to you. Unto the Lord have given rest unto your brethren as well as unto you, and until they also possess the land which the Lord your God have given them beyond the Jordan. And then shall you return every man unto his possession which I have given you. And I commanded Joshua at that time, saying, thine eyes have seen all that the Lord your God have done unto these two kings. So shall the Lord do unto all the kingdoms, whether thou possess it, thou pass it. Ye shall not fear them, for the Lord your God, he shall fight for you. And I besought the Lord at that time, saying, O Lord, thou hast begun to show thy servants thy greatness and thy mighty hand. For what God is there in heaven or in the earth that can do according to thy works and according to thy might? I pray thee, let me go over and see the good land that is beyond Jordan, that goodly mountain in Lebanon. But the Lord was wroth with me for your sake, and would not hear me. And the Lord said unto me, let it suffice thee. Speak no more unto me of this matter. Get thee up into the top of Pisgah, and lift up thine eyes westward and northward and southward and eastward, and behold, it is with thine eyes, for thou shalt not go over to this Jordan, but charge Joshua and encourage him and strengthen him, for he shall go over before this people, and he shall cause them to inherit the land which thou shalt see. And so we abode in the valley over against Beth Peor. Okay. So that was chapter 3. Okay, any comments? Anything you heard? Any questions?
Shalom, Brother Leonard. So when 3 and 21, and I commanded Joshua at that time, that was Moses speaking to Joshua?
No, that's Moses talking.
Moses. Okay, right. Moses, yes.
You gotta go all the way back to chapter 1. Moses came, the Lord sent Moses to go tell Israel. So he's talking all the way through it, telling them what the Lord told him. Commanded. Right.
Okay, and in verse 28, verse 29 that you read, right, against Beth Peor, is that where, sir?
I ain't saying nothing.
Okay. I was saying, was that what does that mean, Beth Peor?
That's a place. That's a city.
A place? Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Right. Name of a city. Well, yeah, it's a city. It's
okay.
Right. Okay. So let me see how long this chapter 4 is. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna stop right there. Anybody have any more comments or anything before we go? So, like I said before, you have to get that. You gotta go ahead.
Oh no, I was saying that I ain't gonna come in.
Okay, yeah, I was just saying that you gotta understand that that's tribulation in Genesis chapter 15 because of those the Amorites. They was fulfilling chapter 15. They was fulfilling what the Lord had told Moses, told Abraham when they came out of Egypt. They had to deal with the Amorites. The Amorites hadn't been dealt with yet. And that's what Genesis 15 talking about. So when they came out, Moses, Joshua, Caleb, and all of them, that's what they were killing, the Amorites. And not only that, they were fulfilling the other prophecy that had happened with Canaan. Canaan, before that, when the water first receded, Japheth slept with Noah's wife and got a seed. Just like the serpent slept with Eve and got a seed, but he slept with Noah's wife, raped her. And she had a son, Canaan. Then later on, Canaan stole the land. That's why it's called the land of Canaan. So that's what we're looking at, the judgment of that. That's why he gave the Canaanites over to Abraham as servants. And then not only that, he had to deal with the Amorites because of what they had did to them before they left and went to Egypt. So when they came out of Egypt, that's how we know that prophecy is talking in Genesis 15, is talking about Egypt. They ain't talking about no America. So then when they came out, they went into those prophecies, overtook them. And one of them was to destroy the Amorites. And that's what they done. Okay. Everybody good?
Yes.
Okay. So with that being said, I'm gonna say shalom to everybody. We got our women's Bible study tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. So I'll see everybody then. Shalom. Shalom.